Alright, in this tutorial we're going to talk about using the DSLR camera remote server software. This is going to assume that you've downloaded it from the On1 Software website and installed it on your machine already. I'm going to go ahead and start it on my computer. On a Mac, you're going to go ahead and find it in your Applications folder. On a Windows computer, you can click on the Start menu, then go to On1 Software and DSLR camera remote. Now when you start DSLR camera remote, you might see a warning like the one I see here, which tells me I already have images in the folder I'm telling the camera to shoot to. If you're continuing a shoot, this is okay. If it's a brand new shoot, it's a good idea to start a new folder. Alright, when the server window opens up, at the top you'll see a listing for the camera. Now right now I don't have any camera connected. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera on now. And then in a second, you'll see the camera connect. In this case, I'm shooting with a Canon 5D Mark II, but it'll list whatever camera you're using right here. If you turn your camera on and you don't see any camera connected after a few seconds, there's a couple things that could be going on. You could have a bad battery or a bad cable between your camera and your computer. If you're using a Wi-Fi grip, you might not be pairing correctly to the machine. If you're on a Windows computer, or even on a Mac with some early cameras, you might not have the most up-to-date software for the camera. So visit the camera manufacturer's website and download the latest driver for the camera. There might also be another piece of software that's trying to get in the way between the camera and the server. This could be like an auto-downloading application or another shooting piece of software. So make sure you close all of those so that DSLR camera remote server is the only piece of software that's trying to talk to your camera. Alright, the next option is the download location. Click on the Choose button to select where you want it to take the pictures to. Basically, when you photograph the image, where the picture is going to get saved on your computer. And it'll just use the standard type of dialog you're used to seeing on your computer. Below that is an Open button. Pressing the Open button will reveal that folder. This is handy because you can also then drag that folder to an application like Adobe Bridge, and you can actually monitor your shoot's progress. Each time you take a picture, you'll see that new picture appear inside of the folder. See, just like these. Below that, you'll see an option that's called Create a Copy for Lightroom Auto Import. When this option is selected, every time you take an image, it'll create a copy inside of a subfolder called Lightroom. So if we go ahead and I open up our folder that we're shooting into, down here at the bottom is a subfolder called Lightroom. And inside of that Lightroom folder, every time I shoot an image, it'll go ahead and put a copy of it in there as well. This is to help with using Adobe Photoshop's Lightroom's auto import feature. It can also be useful for other applications where maybe on the fly you want to create smaller JPEGs or publish them to a website using a folder action. This gives you an exact copy of every image that you photograph. It's important if you're using Lightroom's auto import feature to only monitor this Lightroom folder right here. For more information on this option, check out the user guide. You can access it by clicking on the Help button right here in the bottom of the dialog. This will open up a web browser and take you to the user guide or the manual for DSLR camera remote. Next to that Help button is a troubleshooting button. If you're having any problems, this is the best place to start to look for help. Just go ahead and press on the troubleshooting button and it'll take you to the troubleshooting page of the user guide. It'll list the most common problems. Go ahead and click on the problem and it'll give you ways to troubleshoot it. Using this troubleshooting page will help you solve the most common problems and is the best place to start, even before calling tech support. One other option in here is the Show Log window. Clicking on Show Log window will open up the log, and as you take pictures, it will show all the commands that go back and forth between the phone or the iPod and your server. This can be useful if you need to contact technical support. Alright, that's about all there is to using DSLR camera remote server.